blew my nose, just like my mom used to do. He said, "Don't cry, my child, for I have things in store for you. I did not bring you all this way to leave you high and dry. I love you and you are my child, so hold your head up high. There is nothing I cannot fix, nothing I can't erase. Have faith in knowing I am here. There is nothing you can't face." So then I threw my hands up high and gave God all his praise. For my soul has been uplifted and my spirit has been raised. I'll fight this fight with cancer, and I know I will be fine. For God said it, and I know it's true, for victory is mine.
As always, we never want to let the real meaning of this game go behind. And I think Sean's poem hits it true to home. But I always like to keep the history of it alive as well, because it has such an importance of why we play the game. Back in 2008 at a coaches meeting and a rules clinic, the KHSAA encouraged coaches to find one game that we could play for a non-profit organization and use the game of volleyball to help someone else. So the NDA coach at the time and myself met over the summer and decided that we would support a breast cancer agency. That NDA coach at the time in 2008 is now a parent of a freshman St. Henry player of mine. And I would like her to come to the floor to be recognized because I feel like she hasn't been forgotten. Jen Wolf. I tricked her, she didn't know. For the past 12 years on this particular day, I get a message from Jen, whether it be wishing me luck or reminiscing about our first event. Jen Wolf, welcome to the Crusader family. And thank you for partnering up with your customers today. Here I am. And during our first ever Play for a Purpose, held in this very same gym, we never dreamed we would pack it floor to floor, wall to wall, ceiling to ceiling. We also had a family in mind that we were going to honor, page 2, and that survivor at the time was Gwen Schuler. In 2008, at a very young age of 36, Gwen was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. But following God's plan, Gwen passed away 3 weeks prior to the Play for a Purpose match, just short of her 40th birthday. Gwen's spirit is still here, and her sons
Yeah, I'm just like that. I feel like I've done everything. So, isn't it refreshing tonight to see these beautiful, talented girls play? I am telling you, I am so ready for it. What a blessing all of you are. I feel that this long, uninvited break from work, social interaction, and even openly being able to practice our faith has opened our eyes of our heart and has richly enlightened us in order that we may know what hope God has for us. I know my heart is weeping for all the people who are suffering during this crisis. And on top of that, women are still being diagnosed with breast cancer every day. And now, because of COVID, what would have been a stage 1 or stage 0 or even stage 2 are now sometimes even stage 3 or 4 because women aren't seeking the help so much as getting to the hospital because they were afraid of getting COVID. So that's been a real issue. Certainly, we have seen an uptick in people applying for assistance. So thank you, Maureen and Sean, and thank you, Notre Dame Academy, for inviting me tonight. I am so pleased to be here. It is truly the highlight of my night and my year. I would not rather be anywhere else. And truly, these girls want to play. They're so exciting to watch because they love the game and they want to be here. And every point is such a nail biter. So let's end with this prayer. Lord, you are a glorious Father. May you bless all of us with the spirit of wisdom so we may know you better. Enlighten us so we may know the depth of your love and ignite a flame in our hearts so that we may know the hope to which you have called us. Thank you for this night. Thank you for these beautiful, talented young ladies. Thank you for the blessing of loving parents, grandparents, coaches, and friends. And I'll end with Psalm 30, 11, 12. You have turned my mourning into dancing. You've stripped off my sackcloth and wrapped me in gladness. My God, I will praise you. Amen.
Game time.
Hello, Crew Nation! You're looking live onto the scene of St. Henry versus Notre Dame. These are the top two teams in the 9th region, as this game should be very exciting. There are currently 7 Division I players on the floor here in this game. The talent level is through the roof. Now, last season, the Pandas ended the Crusaders season in the regional final in 3 sets, after St. Henry won the region over the Pandas 2 years prior. Gabe, what are you looking for out of the Crusaders in this next chapter of St. Henry versus Notre Dame?
Well, Max, October 30th, 2019 is a date that is ingrained in the minds of these St. Henry volleyball players. That was the day that Notre Dame routed them in 3 sets in the 9th region final. Since that day, the crew has rallied. They've come together as a team. They've got some experience under their belt. They have 3 Division I commits, Cora Taylor, Abby Schaefer, and Taylor Preston, that are looking to lead the crew here tonight against a very, very tough and seasoned veteran Notre Dame Pandas team.
Thank you, Gabe, and when we come back, we will get St. Henry versus Notre Dame underway.
High school athletics emphasize positive values. The position to work hard to create a sense of teamwork, respect, responsibility, and perspective. We remind you that good behavior is expected from all, that misconduct will not be tolerated. Let this competition reflect mutual respect among all participants, officials, and fans. Good luck. Please stand for our purpose and take followed by the dance. God, please be with me and my teammates to prepare for our game. Help us to do our best and remember the skill we have practiced. Help us to work together to achieve our goal, whether we win or lose. God, be with our opponents also. Help us to remember to be good teammates and competitors. Keep us safe as we play. Amen. Our national anthem will be sung by Hannah Beach.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam?
Good evening and welcome to St. District High School. We're here your player introductions for this evening. Introducing the Notre Dame Pandas, number 1, Kate Shepard. Number 2, Anna Shea Carlisle. Number 3, Sydney Schroeder. Number 4, Anna Long. Number 5, Camden Schramm. Number 6, Emily Whitman. Number 7, Leah Fortner. Number 8, Tess Knoll. Number 9, Emma Grace. Number 10, Emily Bentley. Number 11, Sydney Nolan. Number 17, Abby Picarillo. And number 18, Abby Powers. Pandas are coached by Molly McDermott, assisted by Jenna Leister and Leslie Littmer. Introducing the St. Henry Crusaders, number 1, Natalie Noel. Number 3, Cora Taylor. Number 4, Elizabeth Tabling. Number 5, Ellie Rochelle. Number 9, Cindy Arsenstall. Number 10, Alexis Wolf. Number 11, Taylor Preston. Number 12, Rachel Gilman. Number 13, Abby Schaefer. Number 17, Olivia Seymour. Number 19, Kylie Jeffrey. Number 21, Caitlin Martin. Number 8, Bella Newman. They're coached by Maureen Kaiser, assisted by Sean Shore.
St. Henry versus Notre Dame. The rematch of the regional final a year ago. Taylor sets, and Olivia Skidmore, the freshman.
That is a statement, Maxwell.
So for St. Henry, number 13, Abby Schaefer.
And Schaefer on the serve, 1-0 Crew. Long. Nolan. Well, good play by Ellie Rochelle. Play by Arsenstall. Rochelle over the net, blocked. And point for St. Henry. What a play at the net by Emma Grace to make it 2-1. And sophomore Camden Strand into the game for the Pandas.
Number 5, Camden Strand.
Well, Max, those players are going to be plentiful tonight. A lot of high-flying action.
Taylor Preston,
just like that one.
Like you guys have been pointing at, there's
don't
been
see
a lot.
many of those out of Taylor Preston, 2-2.
Max, I spoke with Abby Schaefer on the phone yesterday afternoon to talk about the game, and she said in an overwhelming fashion that communication is going to be the biggest thing for the crew to focus on, especially if they want to pull out this win. Talk about communication, nice little dump over by Taylor Preston.
And it's tied at 3 between the Crew and the Pandas. Gabe, these are clearly the top 2 teams in the region. They have been for the last few years now, and this will be a preview of what should become a regional final matchup.
Well, Max, compared to previous years, St. Henry and Notre Dame are definitely the 2 best teams in the region. Ryle and Cooper, though, are going to be tough threats, especially going deep into the region. Ryle and Cooper are both in the top 25 of the state rankings, and I think both of them snuck into the top 15 if I'm not mistaken.
And Preston, wow, that was powerful, but the Pandas keep it alive. Orchelle, and point to the Pandas. And Gabe, just the athletes on this floor are remarkable. 7 Division I players in this game tonight. As Emma Grace serves long, 5-4. Just a lot of talent out there on the floor.
And if you think about it this way, Max, there's 7 that are committed. Think of the talent that is going to come through here in the next 2 or 3 years.
It's true.
Great time to be a volleyball fan in Northern Kentucky.
And Schroeder in for the Pandas. Now, Zach, I want to ask you, what have you seen here so far in the early going?
Just like you and Gabe were talking about in pregame, there's just so much talent on this floor that there's never a loss of plays. Special plays, big plays are coming. Play in and play out. You just see people flying all over the place. But that's what we expect in this game with this amount of talent on the floor. We expect those types of big plays and high-flying plays.
A good play there by Arstingstall. It's 6-5. Pandas lead. Orchelle on the serve. Long. The Florida State commit. Taylor, Preston. See ya. And point to the Crew. 6-6.
That's what the Crew expect when she's the one hitting the ball.
So, Max, going back to last year in the Playing for a Purpose game and in the regional finals, Anna Long just single-handedly took over the game. And one reason of that were plays like that from the Crew, serving errors, giving the ball back to the Pandas, giving them the advantage. And also, the Crew did a poor job last year limiting Anna Long's touches and getting her out of rhythm.
7-6 Pandas, Olivia Skidmore. What a block in the net by the Pandas. 8-6 Notre Dame. Serves Bentley. Arstingstall. Wow, that was very powerful. Emma Grace. Good dig. Schaefer going to keep it alive for the Crew. Shepard, that's long, point for the Crusaders.
Heck of a play by Cora Taylor to sneak that out up off the floor to get that nice little point return for the Crew.
Now we move for Elizabeth Tablin. Stall.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Long. What a block by Olivia Skidmore.
You want to talk about some young talent, that's one to look out for this St. Henry Crew.
Olivia Skidmore, remember the name.
And the freshman in her first matchup in this rivalry is in a category of her own. She blocked Anna Long at the net. Not that time.
Yeah, she came back with something fierce there. I don't think there was anyone blocking that.
9-9 with Long on the serve. Taylor. Schaefer gets it back over. Emma Grace. Nothing you can do there.
I'll tell you what, Gabe, the power on both sides of the floor here is just insane. You got people flying all over the place and just hitting the absolute bullets.
That's when you're missing the injured senior Isabella Newman, great blocker of the net. Natalie Knoll. And Taylor with a set. Preston.
Way to use the face.
Alive. And it's a point for the Pandas, 11-9.
11-9. As I said before in the broadcast, The main focus tonight in every single set for the Crusaders is to maintain their level of focus on their discipline and their rotations.
Skidmore, double block, and point for the Crew.
But as I was saying, communication is the biggest key for the Crew. They have a lot of talent on their roster, not even all of the talent that is on the floor tonight, and they're going to have to utilize that by playing together.
Hit the net, and good luck for the Crew. We're tied at 11 in the opening set. Arstingstall, Shepard, long. Another block by Olivia Skidmore. Taylor Preston, good night. And it's long.
Tough angle for Preston to handle. Not a lot of room to land that shot. And it just missed a little to the right.
Skidmore, Schaefer. Good save by Arstingstall. Good hustle by Taylor. Couldn't keep it alive. 13-11. Pandas lead. It's been a very fast opening set, already 13-11. And Schroeder on the serve. Play by Preston. Taylor, Skidmore. And point for the Pandas.
Now, Max, coming into this game, the Crusaders have played 3 of the top 5 teams in the state in Assumption, Sacred Heart, and Henry Clay. As Notre Dame gets another point, tack on to their 4-point lead.
You know, Gabe, St. Henry's, they've got some big goals this year. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Exactly.
Well, with the powerful roster they have, they should want to be the best because they can play not only what they have, like Gabe said, on the floor, but they're so deep with the talent that they have this year that this year is just as good as any other year to go out and do something special.
But as I was saying, the first 8 games of the Crusaders season have not been easy. It has been a gauntlet. 3 of the top 5 teams in the state, 5 of the top 15 teams in the state. The Crew, by this end of the year, are going to be seasoned veterans with the talent that they are being put up against.
Talk about a spike at the net. Emma Grace makes it 16-12, Notre Dame.
Hey, Gabe and Max. Gabe, as you were saying, the talent, it's just going to keep getting harder. The competition, as we can see already in this Notre Dame game, it's just going to keep getting hard. This Notre Dame team's just as good as all the other ones.
And we got a timeout, St. Henry. It is 17-12, Pandas lead. We'll be back shortly. And we're back, Schramm on the serve. 17-12 Preston. With the trickaroo and the tap over the net. And tabling into the game. Emma Grace. Good save by Schaefer. Borchell. Preston. And point for the Crusaders.
Nice play by Taylor Preston. That is the 3rd little dump over that she has executed in this game, really showing all facets of her game.
Borchell over the net. What a block by Taylor and Preston. Point for the Crew. Timeout seems to have done them well. Picked up 3 since that timeout.
Man, if I were the Crew, I'd keep feeding the hot hand. Taylor's been going crazy.
Strand, Nolan. Point for the Crew. And now we got a timeout, Notre Dame. 17-16. Pandas still lead. We're back. 17-16, a quick exchange of timeouts. Emma Grace, what a block! Tied at 17 now. Down from 17 to 12 before the timeout, and now we are tied. Strand, miss hit. Can they get it over?
Keep on rolling, baby.
The chef is cooking.
And point for the Pandas.
Tough play.
And Gabe tonight was supposed to be playing for a purpose. Preston, wow. My goodness.
That had some muscle on it. For all of you that are unaware, Taylor Preston recently committed to the University of Oklahoma.
Boomer Sooner. Strand, Preston, Taylor, Orshell. Great play by Orshell. It's 20-18. Good serve by Preston. Long. Point for the Crew. And Gabe, I've noticed something. Anna Long has not hurt the Crew as much as in the years past. So far. Timeout Notre Dame, 21-18. We're back, 21-18 Crusaders looking to close out this first set, and wow, that was long. 21-19.
That was just a bit up high.
Good dig by Preston. Arsingsall. Good play by Schaefer. The Western Kentucky Hilltopper commit. Well, Gabe, jinxed it, and a long makes it 21-20.
Max, when you're good, you're going to get hot at some time. And hopefully that is not the time.
Orchel. Arsenal. My goodness. 22-20. Skidmore got it. 23-20. St. Henry leads.
Great play by the freshman Skidmore, again coming through when she is called upon.
Long. And out of bounds. Point Crusaders. Match point coming up. 24-20.
This first set is huge. If the Crusaders can win this and they can maintain their momentum going into the second set, who knows what can happen.
Elior Shell with the serve.
Long. My goodness. That is an athlete right there.
There's not much you can do about that. There's just not much you can do about that.
Taylor. Arsenal. That's the first set.
You know, Gabe.
25-21. St. Henry takes the first set over Notre Dame.
You know what they say, Gabe. You can't win them all without winning the first.
Couldn't be truer. And for all you guys watching at home, last Tuesday against Highlands was the Crusaders senior night, so we were unfortunately unable to broadcast the game. So we'd like to take this time to highlight our 5 seniors for the crew.
Number 19, Kylie Deathridge.
Number 12, Rachel Gilman.
Number 21, Caitlin Larkins.
Number 8, Bella Newman.
And number 5, Ellie Orchel.
Again, we would just like to thank all of our Crusader volleyball players for their last 4 years of service on the team, all their hard work, dedication, really forming this Crusader volleyball program into what it is.
Thank you, Gabe. In just about 2 minutes, we will get set number 2 underway. St. Henry leads 1-0. are back for set number 2. St. Henry won the first one 25-21, and Gabe, this season has just been, well, this entire year 2020 has been crazy as it is. Tonight was supposed to be Playing for a Purpose, the annual game for breast cancer awareness between these two teams. But tonight it's here in Erlanger. What are your thoughts?
Well, Max, I spoke to both Coach Maureen Kaiser and Abby Schaefer yesterday on the phone, and both of them had a lot to say about the COVID regulations. The benches are spread out, there's no captain's meeting, there's limited number of people. And as much as you wouldn't think about it, that has really affected the Crusaders thus far this season. As the Crusaders get a point that's knotted up at 1-1. But as I was saying, no crowd noise, especially for some of these people. It's harder to get that adrenaline flowing when you have no noise in the stands. Tonight being an anomaly with how special this game is.
It's just like every other sport. You can see in all the pro sports that as the fans are not there, it's hard for everyone to pick up energy. Luckily, there's a decent crowd for what we can have here, so the energy is still pretty high, but it's nowhere near what it could have been if it was at Thomas More this year.
Shout out to St. Henry. They've done a great job with handling a pandemic of COVID-19. There to see it in person. They do a great job. And it's 2-1. Notre Dame leads here to open up set number 2. And hit the basketball goal, and point for the Crew.
You take what you can get.
Looked like Long tried to play it off the window.
That's exactly how St. Henry drew it up.
Schaefer, great serve. Nolan. Gabe, I don't even think she jumped.
Max, sometimes you're just good.
And tall.
True that.
Noel. And point for the Pandas.
Last year in the Playing for a Purpose game, Emma Grace, the Xavier volleyball commit, she's also the senior, she kind of took over serving the ball and really disgruntled the Crusader attack. I think I just hit Emma Grace with the broadcaster's curse.
That's what we like to see.
And 4-3, Pandas lead. Nolan. Great play by the freshman. Great play, but point for the Pandas. Great dig by Schaefer.
I don't even know what to say about that, except wow.
Looked like the Crew got a little discombobulated on the back end. The rotation wasn't very clean, and they paid for it.
Taylor or Shell. A little too much power on that one. And the Pandas lead by 4. And the Crew looking a little sloppy here to open up set number 2. Schaefer, Taylor, and another miscue. Taylor Preston. Pandas.
Notre Dame's getting off to
timeout by the Crew.
Notre Dame's getting off to a good start. St. Henry's got to find a way to, stop it and make a start of their own.
And we'll be back in just a moment. 8-3 Pandas. And we're back, 8-3, Pandas lead after the Crew took set 1.
There we go, there we go.
Remember, after in the first set, they trailed by 5, 17-12. Coach Kaiser called a quick timeout, and everything changed from there.
Well, Max, it looks after the first set, the Crusaders won by a score of 25-21. Look to get a little bit excited as most of the serving errors so far have been a little bit long. It's just a tough play by Cora.
And Caitlin Shepard in for the sophomore, Camden Schramm.
But as I was noting, the Crusaders just have to tighten up the errors, try to make as few mistakes as possible. And when one goes long, we can't have 5 after.
Rochelle, point for the Crew.
And Max, you and I were talking off the air today. This St. Henry Notre Dame rivalry is very similar for all you football gurus to the Kansas City Chiefs New England Patriots rivalry. St. Henry's kind of the new kid on the block, trying to prove himself against the mainstay Notre Dame volleyball club.
Taylor, the set, Skidmore. Point to the Crew, 10-6. Natalie Nolan for the freshman, this will be taping.
One other thing to note tonight for the playing of this game is the gym is different. Playing at Thomas More is a lot different. The ceilings are higher. The court looks a little bit bigger. And playing in this kind of high-level game is going to take some adjustment from the Crusaders and the Pandas. The ceiling tiles here are a lot lower than they are at Thomas More, and that might play a factor in some of the points that decide this game.
See, I think they just need to use those to their advantage and start hitting them off the ceiling.
Max, we were talking about the Crusaders' young talent. Number 9, Sydney Arstenstall. Remember that name, too. The sophomore has come through clutch on about 7 points today.
Gabe, your curse is real.
Zach, we don't believe in voodoo.
Uh, 12-7. Noel. And point for the Pandas.
Pandas got the momentum. Let's see if the Crusaders elite can stifle this run.
Preston, my goodness. 13-8.
That's just perfect placement right there. To be able to
Sooner. Point for the Crew.
Nice play by Preston and Orchelle to slide over after Sydney Nolan came on the slide route to try to knock that one over the net. Beautiful defensive play. Crusaders have taken this within 4 points, 13-9.
Wow, 13-10. Great play by Taylor Preston. Good dig by Ellie Rochelle, 14-10.
It's a tough spot for the Crew to get a point. Sydney Arsensaw had to return that ball right after the serve, give the advantage back to the Pandas. Just unforced errors like that are going to be really tough if the Crusaders want to pull out the second straight set.
And it's 15-11 right now, tabling the freshman on the serve. And a long, out of bounds, point Crusaders.
Well, Max and Gabe, these are the moments where we're going to see how much fight St. Henry has in them. In sports, it's not about how hard you can punch, but about how hard you can get punched, and we'll see if St. Henry can bounce back.
What a play by Elliot Shell. Timeout Pandas, 15-13. And we're back. 15-13, the Crew have cut into the lead. Sydney Nolan, Abby Schaefer, good play. And Rochelle hits it back over the net and along. Preston, good block. I don't know what that was, but point for the Crew.
Looked like a net infraction on the Notre Dame Pandas. Great job for the Crew to keep that ball alive.
Those are the type of plays you just close your eyes and hope it goes your way.
15-14 Crusaders. Long saves it. Rochelle. Preston. Senior Sydney Schroeder back into the game. 16-14. Notre Dame leads. Rochelle blocked at the net.
After that timeout, the Pandas have had two tough blocks on both corners of the St. Henry offense.
Preston, wow, the touch. Rochelle, good hit over the net. And point for the Crusaders.
The dig and the hit by Rochelle, that's just a good overall play.
Schroeder, and Preston saves it. Abby Schaefer, Arsensaw. Good save by Emma Grace. Arsensaw, point Crew.
Here in the early going, Arsensaw is a force to be reckoned with. Taylor and Sydney just racking up the kills.
And shout out to her for being in our broadcasting class. Trying to learn how to become a good broadcaster. And along.
Great job by Cora and Taylor on that play to try to stifle Anna Long's attack. Unfortunately, no Crusader was there to get that ball back up in the air and get a point for the Crew.
fraction, 19-16. Pandas lead. Remember, in the last set, the Crusaders trailed late, still found a way to win. Hopefully they can work a little magic there, but the Pandas had other ideas. 2016. Show with a serve. Long.
Oh my.
Nothing you can do about that one.
Absolutely nothing.
Luckily, she'll be in Florida next year, Florida State. Point for the Pandas. Quick timeout by St. Henry, trailing by 5 late here in set number 2. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're back, and a miss hit by Preston, 23-17.
You think if St. Henry's going to try and rally back in this set, they're going to have to start somewhere. Start quick.
Out of bounds, point Crew. There you go. Good serve by Cora Taylor.
Beautiful serve, a little knuckle, a little dip, and that's another tallied point for the Crusaders.
And an extra ball in the court. (23-19), Pandas lead. 2 straight for the Crew. Long. Good block by Olivia Skidmore to make it 23-20.
Crusaders trying to latch on to any momentum that they can get.
Trying to make a little comeback. Natalie Knoll. Taylor, RC stall. And we got a ball game, 23-21.
Count it.
St. Henry took their punch, and now they're throwing one back.
Taylor with another good serve. Emma Grace. And point Pandas. Match point coming up.
Well, Max, early through this season, the Crew has found itself in this very position in numerous occasions. Let's see if they can rise to the occasion, get some momentum back, and take the Crew or take the Pandas down to the wire.
Staying in the game for the Pandas, number 2, Anna Shea Carlisle. Arson stall, Knoll. Good save by Skidmore. Nolan. Good block by Skidmore. And the Pandas kept it alive. That's a point for St. Henry, 24-22.
Beautiful play by the freshman to keep that one alive. The Crusaders still have hope. Freshman Olivia Wolf into serve.
Alexis Wolf serving. Emma Grace. Yeah, that's a point. That's set number 2 complete. 25-22, Notre Dame takes that one. And we're all knotted up at 1. Going into set 3. We'll be back shortly. And we're back. Third set underway. Natalie Knoll, point for the Crusaders, and I would like to thank everyone who's watching this broadcast live right now. Thank everyone who's always watched all the broadcasts. We really do appreciate it. 1-0 Crew, Emma Grace. Arsenstall with the save. Schaefer hits back over the net. Gabe, St. Henry played with a lot of energy towards the end of that set, but then, it's too little too late.
Max, it's just like in basketball, you have to get off to a good start. Getting off to a good start is very, very important, solidifying your spot, especially in the set. Volleyball is a game of inches. It's a very harming game, especially to the scoreboard, because every mistake is another point for the other team. So getting off to a good start, building that early lead is what the Crew really need to do to build that confidence.
2-1, Crusaders lead. Good dig by Arsenstall. Rochelle kept it alive. Taylor hit the ceiling. Sydney Nolan.
Max, I don't know if that ball actually hit the ceiling, but that was probably a micrometer away. I had to do some calculations. Sorry about that, folks.
That's something we'd have to ask Mr. VB about.
Borchell. And point to the Pandas.
Good effort by Elizabeth Tabling to come in there to try to slide in and pop that one up. Fortunately, just can't get it done. See if the crew can get a rally started right here.
Preston. Wow.
And that is one way to do it.
And the fuego. 3-3. All tied at 3. And along. Good save, and already used up all 3 hits. So 4-3. The senior Schroeder checks in for the sophomore Nolan.
So Max, we've talked about the freshmen, we've talked about the underclassmen, how vital they are to this Crusaders team. We talked about the top end of the rotation, Abby, Taylor, Ellie. But there's one person that we still haven't highlighted yet in this game, and that is the transfer from Lawrenceburg, Cora Taylor. And on cue, smacks one over the net to get the crew another point. Cora Taylor, along with Abby and Taylor, were selected to the Kentucky Volleyball Conference Association's preseason all-state watch list. Cora has some great varsity experience at Lawrenceburg. She's won 2 regional championships. She's a stud. Also committed to Butler University. She's going to be a very, very key point in this Crusader run.
Butler almost beat Duke in 2010. Hayward almost hit the shot.
You would have liked that, wouldn't you?
And Natalie Knoll checks into the game. And point to the Pandas.
So number 4, Anna Long.
And Natalie Knoll. Point to the Crusaders. 6-6.
A little finesse from the left-handed junior.
So the Crusader number 9, Sydney Armstrong Stall.
Nice little floater ball from Arsenal, drops in. Crusaders take a 7-6 lead here in the early going.
Well, this is what we expect in this match, is a complete dogfight between 2 very powerful teams.
Good tap over the net there by the Pandas. They're all tied at 7.
So number 3, Sydney Schroeder.
Sydney Schroeder to serve for the Pandas.
Preston, my goodness! 8-7.
The power is unreal.
Like, I don't even know how you hit the ball that hard. I know I'm ignorant, but still.
Or hit the ball.
A little too strong by Rochelle for the Pandas, but now it was tipped. Point Crusaders.
That was a very good correction. There was no way that ball went that high.
Good serve by Schaefer. Nola hits it back over. And 10-7, Crusaders lead. Game tie 1-1, sets wise, and Taylor actually hit her own teammate. It's 10-8. Candace Schrain checking in for number 18, Abby Powers.
Nice play by Anna Long, coming right down the middle. Just smoking one right down the chute.
Natalie Knoll. Point Pandas, 10-9.
Sydney Artsing song trying to return the favor there on the middle hit.
Cora Taylor, Preston. And point for the Pandas, and it's tied at 10. Emma Grace. And a little run here by the Pandas, 11-10 lead.
Even with a restricted crowd, Max, this crowd's still pretty energetic, pretty loud. Great environment.
Net traction by Cora Taylor, 12-10. Notre Dame regains the lead. Or extends their lead, excuse me. Freshman Alexis Wolf checks into the game for the St. Henry Crusaders.
Fortunate serving there on the Pandas. St. Henry needs all those they can get.
The freshman tabling. Emma Grace. What a block by Taylor and Taylor Preston.
An emphatic reaction by Preston and Taylor after that. That just got the blood pumping.
Tied at 12, and St. Henry going with a little youth here on the floor right now. They've got two freshmen on the floor.
Gabe, just like you said, communication's key, and you could see in that play that was just a lack of communication on the defensive end of St. Henry.
Nice play by the sophomore Sydney Nolan, just pulling to Taylor Preston, dropping one right over the front line.
Rochelle. Good hit by Ella Rochelle. All tied at 13. And Arsenal in for Wolf. Hard hit by Nolan. 14-13. Notre Dame leads.
Great serve by Emily Lichtman.
She's painting edges.
The senior will be playing for the Oakland Golden Bears next fall.
And nice try there by Bentley.
What is giveth shall be taketh away.
15-14.
We're reading Shakespeare. Give me a break.
Point for the Pandas. It is 16-14. And Abby Powers checks in for Camden Strand.
Same for Abby Schaefer from the Crusaders side.
Olivia Skidmore just kind of missed the ball. 17-14. Pandas lead.
This point's a big point for the Crew here. You don't want this lead to get too big, just like the second set. It's a lot to come back towards the end.
There we go, Zach.
I love it when things happen the way I say.
Crusaders changing up the rotation a little bit. Natalie Knoll checks in for number 4, Elizabeth Tabling. Cora Taylor with the serve.
Abby Powers. Cora Taylor. Natalie Knoll. Too long. 18-15. Pandas lead.
So we're going to lay number 4 and alone.
Little Phil Necro knuckleball from Anna Long.
Timeout St. Henry, 19-15. Notre Dame leads over St. Henry. We'll be back shortly. Back 19-15. Notre Dame leads. And Gabe, like we talked about in the pregame, St. Henry, a lot of their own mental errors. The reason why they don't win all their games, and now it's 20-16. They just had a team miscue on that last play. How do you think St. Henry just needs to fix that?
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, the Crusaders are fielding a lot of new players this year, a mix of freshmen, a mix of transfers. We've got some mainstays in Taylor and Abby who have been here before. This is their third playing for a purpose game. Nice play by Taylor Preston. Wow. But as I was saying, the Crusaders only had a week and a half to prepare for the season. Due to COVID, there's no team bonding, there's no team dinners, there's no sleepovers. Just the team chemistry aspect of the thing is really hard to compile, especially with all the COVID regulations.
You also have to take into account that with all these new players and with the environment that they're not used to playing in, because playing for a purpose is that big of an event, that playing in this small, the emotions are going to be scattered and people's adrenaline are going to have their highs and they're going to have their lows. So they just got to learn to balance it when they're on their low and take advantage when they're on their high.
Beautiful play by Taylor Preston, a little dump over. You know, Max, who that reminds me of is 2019 graduate Maria Taberki. She would come in with some missiles and then she'd also drop over a little rainbow shot. Maria is now a sophomore at the University of Cincinnati and has a big influence on Taylor and Abby as freshmen when she was a senior. (22-18) Pandas. See if the Crew can map this up.
Another quick timeout by the Crew, 22-18. Pandas lead. We'll be back shortly. back here, 22-18. Good hit by Taylor Preston.
Once again, St. Henry's trying to find that last bit of momentum before to see if they can close out this set.
That's the player they need to get going.
And Alexis Wolf and Elizabeth Tabling on the floor right now, the two freshmen. Point Pandas.
So for Notre Dame, number 9, Grace.
Good play by Ellie Rochelle off after the great set by Cora Taylor, 23-20. Darcy Stahl checks in for Wolf.
This is the most important serve of the game so far.
Match point, 24-20. Rochelle. Point Crusaders, 24-21.
So Crusader number 5, Ellie Rochelle.
Final is 25-21. Notre Dame takes the third set, and it's 2-1 Pandas. Crew got to get one back here. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. And we're back here for the fourth set. St. Henry took the first one, and the Pandas have taken the last two. It is 2-1. Abby Powers. For Taylor Arsingstall. Good block by Powers. And a good play there by number 3, Sydney Schroeder. 1-0 game.
Max, one thing that's going to be pivotal coming down the stretch is which team can deal with fatigue the best. The Panthers have played one more game this week and the Crew. But one could argue that the Crew have played higher level competition. But either way, it all really comes down to who wants it more. Pandas are taking the initiative on that statement.
I couldn't agree with you more, Gabe. This is going to come down to a battle of will.
Good save by Noel. Three 0 start for Notre Dame. Much needed point for the Crew. Great job by Natalie Noel, 3-1.
Nice punch by the southpaw.
Alexis Wolf into the game for the Crew. Kept it alive, wow. The point went back to the Panthers. Good hustle there by both teams, 4-1.
Mrs. Kaiser applauded the effort of the team after that play.
Skidmore. Going to the Pandas.
Notre Dame's defense is just really good right now. They're covering all areas of the net.
That's your right, Zach. 5-1, Crusaders.
There you go.
Just like that. Freshman Olivia Skidmore makes it 5-2.
Skidmore's been denied a couple times early here in the fourth set. She's staying persistent. Good things come to those who wait.
Good save by Abby Schaefer. Battle at the net, won by the Crew, 5-3.
That's just muscle on muscle. Five to 3 here in the early going.
Point for the Pandas, Gabe. In this fourth set, we've seen a lot of battles around the net. As whether as in the first couple sets, it was a lot of kills at the net.
I think both teams are trying to figure out both of their rotations. These teams know each other inside and out. The preparation that these coaches go through, as well as these players, are very familiar with their styles because some of them are on the same club teams, playing tournaments together, or just playing them in AAU tournaments.
Also, you got to think that a lot of these players are veterans in the playing for a purpose match. So a lot of them know and have seen most of the players on the floor multiple times.
Boy, Crusaders, they're creeping back in it as it's 6-5 now. Trail 5-1 just a few minutes ago.
As we creep into the later sets, one thing to note is going to be if Notre Dame's veteran presence is going to really take over, especially
just
coming
like
down
that. And along with a spike at the net.
If you're the Crusaders, that's the last one you want to get going.
Rochelle. Good dig by Whitman. And point Crusaders. We got a timeout here by the official. They're discussing which team earns the point.
I think it's going back a couple points.
And I believe it is 8-5 now. Notre Dame leads.
I think they just attributed the last point to Notre Dame.
Whitman with the serve. Wolf. Preston. Schroeder. Good save by Taylor. And along. Point for the Crusaders.
That missed by a jiffy.
Marching stolen for Wolf. 8-6.
Came along. Good.
Good recovery.
And along. Set was a little off. Point Crusaders, 8-7.
St. Henry's got to build on this run they got going for themselves.
Max, you have to credit both teams. They are working their butts off to get the point for their team. Really no unforced errors except for that serving error on Taylor Preston.
That's what each team's got to get themselves mentally prepared for, is each point is going to be hardly earned coming down in this final stretch.
I don't care if you're a volleyball fan or not. You have to respect the effort that these girls are showing, especially in the COVID era of volleyball.
Once again, I would like to say how great of a job St. Henry has done with handling COVID-19. Great job, Crusaders. Point for the crew, 10-8.
Sounded like a gunshot. Duck and run.
And 11-8, Pandas lead, and along serving. Just got over the net. Crusaders weren't ready for it. 12-8.
That's going to prompt a timeout from Coach Kaiser. It is 12-8 in the fourth set. It's Notre Dame St. Henry. We'll be back in a bit.
And we're back, 12-8. Poor Taylor, Taylor Preston just got over. Point for the crew, 12-9.
That looked like it hurt the net.
Hey, at least now we're all square. They got their net ball, we got ours.
13-9 now. Caitlin Shepard checks in for Wickman.
It's the fourth serving error on St. Henry in this fourth set.
Taylor, Skidmore. Good hustle by the Crusaders. Emma Grace. Another dig by Preston. Taylor trying to save it, but it's 14-9, the Pandas lead.
Crew just trying to find themselves right now.
Missed two by the Pandas, 14-10. Point Notre Dame.
Emma Grace and Anna Long are just serving the Crusaders. Two of them, since the second set, have really turned it on.
Kylie Dethridge checking in for Natalie Knoll.
Max Zach, it's been really tough for the Crew to stop this attack. Nice play by Olivia Skidmore.
Well, Gabe, it all starts at the net. You can see Notre Dame, even when they're not blocking the ball back on St. Henry's side, they're getting tips on all of St. Henry's hits. That's what St. Henry's needs to start doing against Notre Dame, or else points are just going to keep flowing for them.
Yeah, good hustle by Schaefer. But it's 16-11, Notre Dame leads.
Notre Dame's height on the front line is really causing some problems for the Crew. Besides Taylor, no one on the floor is above 6 foot. It's tough for the Crusaders to elevate the balls over the Pandas.
Good save by Taylor. Good hit over by Schaefer. She's made some good, smart plays in this game. And point Notre Dame. Good hustle there by the senior, Kylie Dethridge.
For those keeping score at home, it is 17-11. Emma Grace with the serve.
Rochelle. Net infraction, point Crusaders.
Even with that last point, the Pandas really showing their height. Ellie Rochelle came in on the attack and just got stuffed at the net.
And the freshman Tabley.
St. Henry has had a lot of missed serves, which is just gimme points to Notre Dame.
18-12. Crew gotta fluctuate a comeback. And a long, and point for the Crew, 18-13.
Let's see if we can look for a little sense of urgency for these Crusaders. Time is running out.
Wow, somehow kept it alive, and it's long. 18-14.
St. Henry needs to dig down, find a way to keep this momentum going on their side.
Number 6 for the Pandas, Emily Wickman, is really the heart and soul of this defense. They are digging everything out of the ground. It's really showing in the score.
And point St. Henry, they're coming back. 3 straight points, 18-15.
Great play by Sydney and Cora. Taylor up on the front.
Timeout Notre Dame, 18-15. Crusaders lead. We'll be back shortly. And we're back 18-15. Crusaders trail. Taylor Preston on the serve. Schroeder. And Orchelle. Good hustle by both teams. Somehow kept it alive for Taylor. Sydney Arsenal. Wow! 18-16. And the Crusaders are back in it.
That was a heck of a rally on both sides of the ball. A little punctuation at the end by Sydney Arsenstall.
And a long point Crusaders. 18-17. Got a chance to tie it up here. Good hustle by the freshman. Couldn't quite come up with it. Abby Powers checks in. It's 19-17. Powerful hit at the net. Abby Powers. 20-17 now. The Crusaders need to get some points back here.
Nice play by the veteran senior. A little precision.
The power is there.
Abby Powers. A little too much power on that one, 20-19.
I see what you did there.
Max is what we call clever with his words.
Pandas.
Crusaders doing everything they can to try to chip away at the sleeve.
Point for the Pandas, 22-20. Natalie Knoll with a big-time hit over the net, 22-21. That'll draw a smile. And Alexis Wolf checks in for the Crusaders, the freshman.
This is a big serve right here for St. Henry. Big point.
Point for the Crew, and we're tied.
Talk about some pinpoint precision. Butter, that looked like you with a wedge in your hand.
I'm dialed.
Natalie Knoll. Point Pandas, 23-22.
Big point from the Pandas. Great effort, though, by Natalie Knoll, trying to do it whatever she could.
The timeout, St. Henry, 23-22. We'll be back very shortly.
Some absolute muscle from Emma Grace. We got game point, we got match point.
Game point here, 24-22, Skidmore. That's the game. And the Pandas win the 2020 Playing for a Purpose. Canceled but not forgotten. And with a final score 3-1 in sets, St. Henry took the first one, and the Pandas took the next three.
We'll be back in just a second with our post-game talk and our sponsor thank yous. One tough fought battle on every single set. And at this time, we'd like to thank our sponsors. First of all, the St. Henry District High School Boosters who make this all possible. St. Vincent de Paul, the Malay Company. And for tonight's crew, Laney Jones on the OBS, Dylan Miller on the camera. My name is Gabe Ryan.
I'm Max Schluter.
And I'm Zach Day.
And thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.